we have a problem. What is it? I spilt it.
T&J, we are a family. Every single day, we are a family. I'm okay 'cause you're here with me. We are a family. We are family.
What's up, T&J fam? We are back with another video, and as requested, we are coming to you. We know we left you on a cliffhanger, so we are going to share some details on what exactly happened after our last video. But before we get into that, what we need to do, baby?
We need you guys to like, comment, share, subscribe, and click that bell.
Click the bell.
Click the bell.
And follow our social media channels below. All right, guys, listen. I'm gonna put this disclaimer out here really quick. You guys have been complaining in the comments, oh, it's been 8-minute videos. These are little teaser videos. So this video is gonna be a little bit longer, but if y'all don't watch it all the way through and I check these analytics, baby, we going back to 7-8-minute videos, okay?
They gonna watch it though, because this is where the story gets juicy.
All right, so we're just gonna jump right in. So picking back off, you know, we had shared that, you know, we finally had met our surrogate. We went to Florida. There were some red flags, but I was just like super excited, so we kind of ignored it. And then, you know, we said that we were officially gonna start. So we got all contracts signed, everything kind of finished, and then, you know, we were ready to start tracking ovulation and complete insemination. So let me tell you, women, I don't know how, like, one thing that I mentioned during the whole process was our parents lied to us, okay? Because it is such a short window when a girl can get pregnant.
Child.
And so specific when they was having the birds and the bees conversation with us, acting like, oh, if you have sex, you can get her pregnant. Oh no, baby. It gotta be on a certain window, on a certain time frame.
Listen,
very specific.
Listen, I mean, you got about this much time, okay? And when you are like in a same-sex relationship and you going through this process, you find out just exactly how much, like, of how many myths there are about getting pregnant and about having a baby and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so I guess that brings us to tracking ovulation. I was like a crazy person. I purchased so many ovulation kits and had them sent to her. And
we still got some in the garage.
We do. And the funny thing is that what happened was that we got the digital ones instead of just like the line ones. And so it was crazy because it was like a smiley face if you were, but it was like another smiley face or something if you weren't, but it was just so similar.
Yeah.
And so I remember exactly, I was upstairs and I was like, go take an ovulation kit. We were texting and I was like, go take one and just double check it. She was like, I should be coming up close. I was like, all right, cool. Mind you, it was like 5 p.m. already. Like it was late in the afternoon. And she sent the picture and I'm like looking at the box and she was like, what does this mean? I'm like, look at the box. Like, what do you mean? And so I'm like Googling the ovulation kit and I'm looking like on Google Images for the back of the box. And I was like, oh, she's not ovulating. And then she sent another one and I was like, hold on, let me go look again. And she actually was. And I'm like freaking out because I'm just like, we gonna miss this window. Listen, Jarius and I jumped in the car.
Keep in mind, I'm at work during this time and I don't work there no more, so I can just go ahead and be shaded. But I had to come up with a lie to try to get off to go down there because Terrell.
You didn't want to go.
I didn't.
And I was about to go without him.
Let me tell y'all why I didn't want to go though. To me, I feel like we already talked about this. You are a very optimistic type of person, and I'm just more of like, I need to see the bad, then I analyze the good. And that boyfriend, y'all, he was just throwing me off, and I was just like, we ain't gonna be able to work.
The funny thing is that we actually had not heard from him. You'll find out why in just a bit. But we actually had not heard from him during the time she was taking ovulation kits. And I think that I asked her and I was like, oh, where is he? And she was just like, oh, he's just not here right now. I was like, okay, cool. I'm like, okay. But anyways, got him to come home. We ended up taking a 5-hour drive.
6.
To where she was. So we got there close to midnight. By the time Jarius got home, close to midnight. And so I had booked the hotel room on the way there. So again, as we told you, it was an at-home insemination, which means that it was a turkey-based method. So I pretty much had to do in like a syringe type of thing. It's an actual product, and she would inseminate herself.
Talking about do. Terrell he had me on pause. Talking about Terrell he had me on pause that whole week.
During, you're supposed to kind of hold out.
It had me on pause the whole week.
During the process, you have to like hold out. You're not supposed to be going every day. So, you know, we got there, we got to the hotel. That part was a little awkward because you kind of know what you're there for.
You know what you're there for.
You kind of know what you're there for. It felt like a little hookup situation. And so we went in the bathroom. I had, you know, I finally released into the world, and so I was like, okay, cool, like here we go. Gave it to her. Joyce and I stepped out, and I'm just like in the hallway pacing. I just remember like the hotel that we were at wasn't up to par, and they had the little hall air conditioning. Now it wasn't like no motel, it was a nice hotel, but it was just like an older one. And I was standing by the air conditioner in the hallway, and I'm just like pacing back and forth. I get a call, but it was so fast. It was probably like two minutes, and she calls and she was like, so we have a problem.
Girl.
What is it? I spilt it. What? No, I was just like, girl, it's no way.
She was like, I didn't know what to do. Like, I was nervous and I just wasted. Girl, this is gold. What you mean you wasted it? What you mean you spilled it?
Baby.
Girl, I put in some work to get that.
Let me tell you something. And I'm the type, once I'm done, I don't want to be touched. I was just like, okay, girl, like, let's do this so I can go on home. She said she spilled it, y'all. I was like, sick it. You hear me? I was just like,
and this sucks.
Joyce, we just gonna have to spend the night. And he was just like, Terrell, I'm going home.
I was pissed off, and I already didn't really want to be there. So like, I was kind of low-key.
Child, so I had to take some time to recover. We went to walk around Walmart for about a good hour. I had to like drink some water.
This was it was very ghetto.
It was just like, I was so tired. And so we walked around Walmart for a while. We just kind of like kicked it. So mind you, it's like 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning at this time. So then we had to try it again. And so I was like, okay, so I was able to muster up enough strength, okay? Your boy's a soldier. And nice. So we got it this time. And so I was just like, okay, cool. Got it done. She felt comfortable. We were all good. And so we went home.
During this whole thing, the baby was just right there. It was so awkward, y'all. You remember?
He wasn't just right there.
He wasn't right there, but like, you remember he was like in the room, and then because we ended up letting her stay at the hotel because we went back home.
That was the whole point.
It was just awkward, y'all. The baby was right there.
Again, the daddy wasn't nowhere there. So anyways, moving right along, we came back home. Her birthday was coming up, so she ended up wanting to take a trip here, and then she was still ovulating at that time. So it was like, okay, well, perfect. Well, we'll just try again. So it was just her and the baby. Again, we haven't heard from the dad, so I'm like still asking about him and just kind of seeing what's going on. And she's just like, oh, he's just been working, da da da. So she made it out here. Was it her way coming here or was it going home?
It was coming here. Because she was pissed.
So coming here, she was going 90. Now mind you, her son wasn't even 1 yet. She was going like 90 on the way here. And
you
got a ticket.
Where you cannot do that.
Got a ticket. And of course it was gonna be like a super speeder ticket. Baby, she wanted us to pay it. That's when it started. I think that's when it started to be like a
transactional type of situation. But we'll get into that.
So she got here, we tried to make the birthday special. We ended up going to the aquarium. I think we got her like a big old cheesecake, which was her favorite. And I think we tried 2 more times. Yep. Then she went back home, and I just remember we were supposed to wait 2 weeks until you actually do a pregnancy test. You're supposed to check 2 weeks. And we were a couple of days short, and I texted her and I was just like, listen, I'm just like super anxious. Like, I want you to go ahead and like take a test, but don't tell Jarius, because he was so adamant about like waiting. But I was like, it was just between me and you, like just go take a test, and then like if it's positive, like at least I get to surprise him, da da da. But if not, then we'll just take it in a couple more days. And so she went to go take it, and I went in a room. She was taking so long, and I fell asleep. And she tried to call me, but my phone fell on the floor. So she tried to call me like 3 times, and then she ended up calling Jarius, and she told him first that we were pregnant.
Look how God worked. Do you see? You never win when you play dirty. What did Nene say?
You never can win when you're dirty, honey. You never can win.
So we ended up getting pregnant, and I was able to tell my mom on her birthday, which was super exciting. So that's how I remember like the dates, because it was kind of short, and my mom's birthday is November 14th. So
if you guys know anything about surrogacy, you know how difficult it can be for people to get pregnant, and for us to get pregnant on the very first attempt. I can't even really describe how that was. When we calculated to the date of when we got pregnant, how far we were and stuff like that, it was the very first attempt when she she spilled the sperm that night.
There was no super soldiers that came after. My daughter was determined,
the very first try that we had that we got pregnant. And I think that as like, for us to be 22 years old, or we was 20, no, I had just made 22. You
was still 21.
Still 21. And like for us to be that young and to have gotten pregnant on the first try, like that was just unheard of. But anyway, all I gotta tell y'all is that you got a little taste of the juiciness right there, right? Because we ain't even talk about the fact that when mama got here, how she disclosed that her old man was in jail and was locked up, and we
so that's why he wasn't around, because he was then in jail. So just imagine you've already started the process, and then like now
you meet them, you get the red flags, you get the wrong vibe. He thought that we was trying to be with her, sleep with her. Like, you know, he said we wasn't gay enough.
But you don't look gay. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on, let me just... Sweetie!
right.
He didn't think that we was really gay. That's red flags. Then you get to where like, well, we asking you at home, you know, she walking around at home, and then we always ask, well, where is such and such at? Oh, he's always doing this, or he is always gone or busy and stuff. And then you find out that he in jail. What? And then this time she's pregnant. Now we didn't know, but she was pregnant during this time. So it's just like, girl, what kind of ghetto mess is this that you done got me in?
The ghetto.
My baby mama is at home with the trap queen. My baby mama at home with this ghetto mess, and you got my baby. Like, this was a mess, y'all.
So I think that's where I think our excitement was through the roof, right? But I think it sort of became a double-edged sword, because we were just like, okay, like we're embarking on this journey, but what did we get ourselves into?
Yep.
And so, like Jarius said, he didn't believe that we were really gay. He was apparently never really supportive, but she was so dominant and determined that he kind of just had to fall in line, which is that's never a good situation, especially in surrogacy. Both people have to be on the same page, supportive about it, ready to embark on this journey, because it affects both of them. And so we'll continue in the next video to kind of share a little bit about how that relationship progressed, what ultimately happened, and
you guys will also get to meet our daughter.
So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hopefully you enjoyed this a little bit longer, a little bit more details. As you can see, we've been through a lot, but drop a comment, let us know your thoughts, and until next time,
bye.